What up, YouTube? Today we're gonna be working on a Lamborghini project, but not that one. That one. This is a 91 through 99 Diablo body style Kitcar. This is actually gonna be a electric Diablo. So maybe we should title this video or title this project the Diablo. I'm not doing it, the customer's doing it. But let me show you what I am doing. I'll walk you through the steps of, I was not satisfied with those mounts to mount this rear muffler cover. So I remade them. That's the final product, but let me walk you through how I did it. So I use these first. I mark lines on both sides of the deck lid to align the panel as I was working on it. I use these screws here, self-tapping screws. You can see I use those to set the depth of the panel so that it's flush with the car, which will require minimal body work. There's gonna be body work required, especially along this edge here. It'll have to add material there to shrink that up. But you can see how the panel fit. It fits pretty good. Like I said, this was already done. I didn't like it, so I redid it just because Lamborghini already had it figured out. So I just copied their original brackets rather than me always reinventing the wheel. It just made sense. Here's a panel flipped over. You can see the bracket I made. I used some self-tapping screws that I will pull those out and use some 1/4-20. So I used some urethane on the inside to glue it where we wanted it in place. And then I took some more glass and I mixed with a little bit of resin, and I'm going to sand this down flat, and then I'll layer a couple layers of fiberglass over top of here and wrap it around the sides. I'll take this bracket off, and then I'll wrap the fiberglass around the sides to hold that nice and straight. But as you can see, that's how it go on. And hand, but it slides forward just like the original car. And I use some 5/16 by 18 coarse thread. I drilled and tapped that piece of steel, that bracket. I made this one a long time ago. It's just got some surface rust oxidation, which will come off pretty easy. But that's how you make the brackets. That's a close-up of the bracket sticking out from the car. It gives it a very OEM look once it's in place. Walking through the slides that I showed, I used a piece of 1.5" by 3/4 flat stock, which is right there on the floor. I cut it to length, then I cut it in half, and that gave me the pieces that I made that were pretty close to the exact measurements of the OEM car. So I cut them, flipped them inside, welded them together. Then I used my bench grinder to round off the edges, drilled the hose, took a Dremel and slotted the hole out to give it that slotted look that you see. So I did that slotted look. I drilled the 2 holes on the end, and then I just took my Dremel and cut the middle of the metal out. Took another Dremel bit, cleaned it up a little bit, and that's how I made it. So now when those are painted and the car is painted, it'll look factory. That's it for today's project. Believe it or not, those 2 brackets took me most of the day to do. It's one of those things where I didn't charge the guy to do it again, but because my name is on it, I wanted it done better. I wanted it done right. I don't like a car to leave my garage without it being right or without it being something that I would be proud of. So everything that I did on this car, I will tell you that I'm proud of, and I'll post more videos, but I made all the hinges for this car. That's a copy of the original deck lid hinge. I made the front trunk hinges. That I'll show you that if anybody want to see that, comment below and let me know, and I'll make a video and show you how I made all the brackets and any other item you want to see on this car. Peace.